since the Capitol riots he's accused of inciting, expressing no regrets, and taking no responsibility when pressed by NBC's Kelly O'Donnell about his widely criticized remarks before the violence began.
So if you read my speech, and many people have done it, it's been analyzed, and people thought that what I said was totally appropriate.
That defiance as he faces becoming the first president ever to be impeached twice.
It's really a continuation of the greatest witch hunt in the history of politics. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I think it's causing tremendous danger to our country, and it's causing tremendous anger. I want no violence.
But tonight, the Senate's top Democrat condemning that response.
He blamed the violence that he helped cause on others. He blamed the divisiveness that he regularly caused on others. Donald Trump should not hold office one day longer.
Tonight, House Democrats racing toward impeachment before the president leaves office in 8 days. Set to vote within hours to issue an ultimatum to Vice President Pence. Remove President Trump by invoking the 25th Amendment, or they will impeach Mr. Trump tomorrow.
I think the president presents a clear and present danger to the well-being of the American people and to our democracy. He must be removed immediately.
So far, more than 210 House Democrats back impeachment and just 2 Republicans. One of them, Liz Cheney, who tonight said the president lit the flame of this attack. Top House Republican Kevin McCarthy floating the idea of censuring the president, saying impeachment, quote, would have the opposite effect of bringing our country together when we need to get America back on a path towards unity and civility. And ahead of a potential Senate trial, one Democratic senator is urging against impeachment.
I think this is so ill-advised for Joe Biden to be coming in, trying to heal the country, trying to be the president of all the people when we're going to be so divided and fighting again.
Late tonight, Pence firing back at the Democrats' ultimatum, saying this is not a case for the 25th Amendment. Quote, under our Constitution, the 25th Amendment is not a means of punishment or usurpation. Invoking the 25th Amendment in such a manner would set a terrible precedent.
The 25th Amendment is of zero risk to me, but will come back to haunt Joe Biden and the Biden administration.
And just now, one more Republican has endorsed impeachment, so there are at least 3. Also tonight, the New York Times reports Mitch McConnell told associates he believes President Trump committed impeachable offenses and is pleased Democrats are moving to impeach him, believing that would make it easier to purge President Trump from the party. Lester?
Peter Alexander, thank you. Federal authorities are warning members of Congress tonight about potential new attacks ahead of next week's inauguration, while stepping up a nationwide manhunt for everyone involved in the Capitol attack. Tom Costello with late details.
Nearly a week since the attack on Capitol Hill, prosecutors and the FBI say they are working round the clock, pursuing leads in every corner of the country. Many of those leads broadcast on social media for the world to see.
Since our call for tips, videos, and pictures, we have received more than 100,000 pieces of digital media, which is absolutely fantastic. And we are scouring every one for investigative and intelligence leads.
Prosecutors say they have thousands of witnesses and expect to charge hundreds of people for their part in the insurrection. The day before the attack, an FBI officer in Norfolk warned of intelligence suggesting war was coming to the Capitol. The FBI says that intelligence was shared with federal and local partners in D.C. And tonight, Capitol Police are warning members of Congress of new violent threats against them described as chilling. Intelligence sources tell NBC News right-wing extremists and white supremacists are using encrypted internet chat rooms to plan future attacks, even sharing a U.S. Army field manual with calls to shoot politicians and encourage armed struggle.
We were told about specific numbers of people who intend to come here armed with weapons on specific dates at specific times and for specific reasons, including justice for the woman that was killed last week. In their words, justice or vengeance.
Former FBI Assistant Director of the Criminal Division, Tim Gallagher.
This is a challenge. Like, if you can't get at their communications, you know, how are you going to mitigate what's going on? Well, there's other ways that law enforcement are doing it, but believe me, they're on it.
Tonight, 8 days before President-elect Biden's inauguration, the streets surrounding the Capitol resemble an armed camp. 9-foot-high perimeter fencing, metal detectors in the House chambers, police and National Guard troops, thousands more expected within days. Meanwhile, the FBI is still looking for the suspect who placed live pipe bombs at the DNC and the RNC the day before the attack. And they've now arrested this man, photographed wearing furs, a police vest, and carrying a shield during the attack. Aaron Mostovsky is the son of a Brooklyn judge.
And Tom, I know there's also a push to add some of those riders to the airline's do not fly list. Where does that stand?
Yeah, the FBI actually creates that list based on the terror watch list, but tonight the FBI says it's considering adding the Capitol Hill attackers to the no-fly list as well.
All right, Tom, thanks.